High in the Garhwal Himalayas, where glaciers touch the heavens and the air itself feels sacred, there exists a place unlike any other on earth. This is Kedarnath Temple, the abode of the destroyer and the eternal, the dwelling of Lord Shiva himself. At an altitude of over 3,500 meters, cloaked in snow for half the year,
and bathed in golden light for the rest, this ancient temple has called pilgrims to its doors for over 1,000 years.
Today, we journey to one of Hinduism's most sacred shrines in a place where faith is tested, the soul is cleansed, and the divine draws near. Har Har Mahadev.
Om Namah Shivaya.
The story of Kedarnath begins not with stone and mortar, but with myth and devotion.
Om Namah Shivaya.
After the great Kurukshetra war, the Pandavas, haunted by the sin of killing their own kin, sought Lord Shiva's blessings. When recognized, Shiva dove into the earth tan, but his hump emerged, enshrined as the sacred Jyotirlinga. This sacred hump is what is enshrined within the temple today as the Jyotirlinga Hain, the formless light of Shiva. His other parts surfaced at 4 more locations even, together forming the Panch Kedar, the 5 faces of Shiva. The temple as we know it today was restored by the great philosopher saint Adi Shankaracharya in the 8th century CE. His Samadhi Khan, his resting place Chhade, stands behind the temple to this very day. To stand at Kedarnath is to stand at the very edge of the world. Flanked by the iconic triple-pronged Trishul, which Hindus believe to be the trident of Shiva himself. The Mandakini River is born from the glaciers just above this valley, rushing past the temple on its long journey to the plains. In 2013, a catastrophic cloudburst sent torrents of water and debris crashing through the valley, destroying almost everything around the temple. And yet, the shrine stood unharmed. Devotees call it nothing short of a miracle. And yet, the shrine stood unharmed. Devotees call it nothing short of a miracle. Behind the temple, the Bhairav boulder stood firm, quietly shielding the shrine from the floodwaters. This ancient shrine, of impossibly small against the mountain's Kyun, has endured everything the Himalayas could bring. Before dawn breaks over the Himalayas, the priests of Kedarnath are already awake. The first ritual Khan, the Mahabhishek Than, a sacred bathing of the lingam with milk, ghee, honey, and holy water.
Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pustivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat.
Pilgrims who crossed ice and altitude wait patiently in silence, holding offerings as prayers fill the freezing mountain air. For many, the moment of darshan is the most profound of their lives. Some weep, some stand in absolute stillness.
The few seconds before the deity lasts a lifetime in memory.
As evening falls, the Shayan Arti begins Antun, the ritual of putting the deity to rest for the night.
Listen. The curtain falls over the sanctum, and Kedarnath grows still once more.
Kedarnath is one of 4 sacred shrines forming the Chota Chardham Yatra in Uttarakhand. The journey begins at Yamunotri, source of the river Yamuna. The journey begins at Yamunotri, source of the river Yamuna. Then Gangotri, where the Ganga descends from the heavens. Then Kedarnath, where Shiva dwells. And finally Badrinath, the abode of Lord Vishnu Dakim, the 4th and final door. The Kedarnath Temple opens its doors each year in May, following an elaborate ceremony called the Kapat Utsav. The Kedarnath Temple opens its doors each year in May, following an elaborate ceremony called the Kapat Utsav.
Through summer and monsoon, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims make the journey.
And when the first snows of winter threaten the passes, the doors close craned, usually around Diwali. The deity is ceremonially moved to Ukhimath, where worship continues through the 6 cold months.
Rishikesh,
Rudraprayag.
Gaurikund. From Gaurikund, the sacred route begins, Akhand, 16 kilometers of mountain trail.
The trek to the temple is 16 kilometers, and steep in places, breathtaking in every sense of the word.
For those who prefer not to walk, ponies and palanquins are available. Helicopter services from Fata, Guptakashi, and Sitapur cut the journey to a mere 10 minutes.
The best time to visit is May, June, or September-October tide, when wildflowers bloom and mountain views are at their finest. Carry warm layers, fee. Even in June, mornings and evenings can be bitterly cold at this altitude. You are not a tourist here. You are a pilgrim. There are places in this world that change you quietly, irrevocably to stained, simply by letting you stand in them for a while.
Kedarnath is one of those places.
It is the intersection of human devotion and the raw, indifferent majesty of the Himalayas. Those who have stood before that ancient stone lingam say that something shifts inside them. A weight lifts. Perhaps that is why pilgrims have been climbing these mountains for 1,000 years Kad, and why they will keep climbing for 1,000 more.
Until the next journey, Pani. The bells ring again. The journey never ends.